really need to dust this piano, Beethoven. You think you could help me out? I've been banned from dating any Davids. Anybody by the name of David, I've been banned from seeing, from dating, from having any relationship whatsoever. I know what you're thinking. Who can actually ban you from dating somebody? Well, my best friend in the whole entire world. She's not wrong. It was definitely a hard go, but I gave it an effort. Now, let me take you back to January 2020. This is when I entered my new dating era. I had been in a relationship for 17 years and I was ready to date again, but I was feeling like I was 25. I literally rolled back to my 25-year-old self. And let's fast forward to March 2020. The time when the world would change forever. The COVID Hunger Games, the global pandemic, and that just changed everything. But I still made the effort. I still went for coffees, went for walks. I did all the things. I was looking for that one. I didn't find one, David. No. I didn't find two. No, I did not. And let me just tell you, I learned a lot in that time. I made the effort because if you don't make the effort, how are you going to find somebody? Now let's start with David number one. David number one, we decided to meet at a restaurant that's actually quite close to me. That was the restaurant I met a lot of my dates at. I walk into the restaurant. He's sitting in the booth and I can see him already. He looks exactly like his picture. That is a green flag. I'm walking through the restaurant and the waitress, who now knows me as the girl who shows up in this restaurant with all different men, I don't even get to my seat and she says, "Do you want me to bring you a beer?" I'm like, no, it's okay. I'm good. Thank you. And I slid into the booth and I met David number one. He was lovely. He was cute, charming, had a great conversation. We really clicked. And even he was surprised that we really clicked. There was one thing that David questioned, and that was my personality. How do I know that this personality is you? You're an actress. I'm this person pretty much all the time. I have a really consistent personality and I was just happy to be with him. I'm very conversational. I can sit down and talk to anybody. But that did not stop us from going on another date. Nope. Date number two is going to be at my house out in the country. Comes into my house, sit at the bar, we have a beer, talk, laugh, we get a little flirty, but he would still kind of look at me like, I don't believe is that really you? This is not the first time I've heard this. I get this all the time and it makes me really sad, but let's not be sad in this podcast. So David number one, we're at the bar and we're laughing and we're giggling and he leaves. And then the next day I see a post on Instagram on a date with this other girl. And I think, okay, we're not committed. I get it. I totally get this. When I was thinking back to my 2 dates I had with David number one, I was thinking he was very hyper, very all over the place. He was very in that whole honeymoon stage of dating. He had dates set up for every single day, and that's okay. You go do your thing. And that was that. They always keep you lingering, right? Like they're not sure of you, but they actually don't want to let you go. I don't want to be with somebody who just doesn't get this, you know? David number two. David number two was a little bit younger. He had children, first had a video call, and then we decided to meet at a pier. And he said, "You won't be able to miss me. I'm wearing this and that, and I'm 6'8". He's 6'8". 6'8". Wow. He was lovely. We had a nice walk. Everything was nice. Nice. Maybe that's a problem. It was just nice. He even noticed that my nails were a matte finish. What? So we decide to make another date. And again, I invite him to my house. He brings this plethora of beer. We order some pizza. We're having a nice time. We start getting into the discussions. We're talking about where you'd like to go on a trip. How do you see your life? All the things that you talk about when you're first dating somebody. There was some sort of heaviness to him though, you know? And I made a comment like, if I could go anywhere, I would go there, or I would do this if I could do that. And he said, yeah, well, I just need to win the lottery. That would be nice. It's never fun when they start talking about money and the money they don't have. I am not after anybody's money. I just got a little bit of a vibe and we decided it was the end of the night. I didn't see him come in. When it was time to leave, I walked him to the door and around to the driveway and I walked him to his car. I don't judge people for the car that they drive. Okay, maybe I do a little bit. I walk him to the driver's side. He opens his door and now I see the light from the house facing onto his car. And he is driving a big VAN. It is forest green. It is rusted out. He opens the door and there are no seats in it. It is empty. It was just empty. It was empty. That was the moment I knew that David number two needed to get out of my life immediately. Where would I even sit? Please just get in your VAN and go home. David number two, just go. And he did. But it didn't stop there because we need to insert David number three. We were talking online for a while. He was really cute. If I were to say I had a type, he was like my type. Yes, I went to his house. Why do I trust people? And we're having this beautiful dinner that he actually cooked for me. And he took me through all these different wines. I really wanted to learn about wine. And I thought that was so sweet. And after dinner, we sat down in the living room on the couch, start talking about your life. And then he said, well, do you want to go upstairs? Do you want to take this upstairs? No. I do not want to take it upstairs. And that was the crash and burn of David number 3. It didn't stop there. David number 4. He is convinced that I am the one for him. We go on a date, we meet, he's fun. There's a little bit of a quirkiness to him that I'm going a little bit like, is that part of the 20 that we have in here? There's always going to be an 80-20. Is that your 20? And I gave it a little bit more time, and we went on another date, and we went on another date, and we went on another date. And in hindsight, I think I was just really talking myself into this David number 4. So we went on our last date, and he would just sit at the table and look at me like this, like he's trying to figure me out. Why do they all do that? I just don't get it. He's in it to win it. Oh, is this girl? Yeah, she's the one. And after that date, I didn't hear from him, and I would text him this little, hey, hope you had a good day. And he'd write back something. And I thought, like, what is it with dating and communication? Just say it. Be honest with each other and pick up and move on. So when we finally got in touch with each other, he said, I was just taking this time to really decide if you were going to be the one or whether it's the other girl I had been dating at the same time. Okay, thank you very much for coming out, David number 4. David number 5, we met at a restaurant. We had a nice time, and we decided that we were going to go out again. We went to a Mexican restaurant. We sat down, the margaritas came, the entrees came, and we were having a good time. I don't even think I was keeping track of the number of margaritas that David number 5 had. In hindsight, I could have been a lot better in my COVID dating career. He started to get a little loose with his words, saying things about me. I can't even go there. And he thought they were funny, but they weren't funny. And sitting across from him thinking like, what are you even talking about? Why are you saying these things? It was a real turnoff. But here I go, giving the benefit of the doubt every single time you think I would learn my lesson. We go back to his house and sit and chat a little bit before I leave. He said some inappropriate things to me, and it was time for me to leave, and I made my exit. And the next day he left this long message for me with this big apology. You would think that I'd be done with the Davids, right? No, I was not done with the Davids. In fact, the other day I received a message from a David, and I said, oh, hell no. No, I have been banned from dating all David. Delete, unmatch, block. Thank you very much. I will not be dating any Davids in my entire lifetime. I'm sorry that it took 5, 6 for me to get it right. I have been banned from my very best friend in the whole entire world from dating Davids, and, well, I have the proof.